ओम सदाशिवसमारंभां शंकराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ओम पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ओम शांति शांति शांति। ओम नमो ब्रह्मादिभ्यो ब्रह्म विद्या संप्रदाय कर्तृभ्यो वंश ऋषिभ्यो नमो गुरुभ्यः। Okay, we were looking at the first chapter, fourth Brahmana, and we are almost going to finish. We saw the 16th Vakya, now 17th, and this is the last portion of this Brahmana or section. So here we are talking about the Abhidwan, the ignorant person. The one who is ignorant is like a pashu for the devas. He is like how the animals are for human beings, like that this person is for the devas. In fact, he is the one who is enjoyed by everybody. That is what was said in the 16th. This person becomes the loka. Loka means that which is enjoyed, an object of enjoyment. So the ignorant man who has the identity to varna, ashrama, who thinks he is a karta, and who thinks that he is indebted to the devas and pitras and others, does karma for the sake of them, and therefore he becomes an object of enjoyment for all these people. And this was already analyzed and discussed in Panchamahayajna Prakarana and Avadana Prakarana, like that it was said. One correction here I have to tell this. I told this is part of Brihadaranyaka. Actually, this Panchamahayajna and Avadana Prakarana, these two Prakaranas are not part of Brihadaranyaka itself. They are part of the Shatapatha Brahmana. The Shatapatha Brahmana is the larger text of which Brihadaranyaka itself is a part. So the Panchamahayajna Prakarana is part of the Shatapatha Brahmana, and Avadana Prakarana also is there only. So in this particular, these things were already discussed and analyzed. So etad mimamsitam, like that it is Mula. So Bhashyakara commented on this. We saw that. Now we are going to the next and the last Vakya in this Brahmana, and Bhashyakara is giving an introduction to that. Atmaiva idam agre asit. That's how it starts. Atmaiva idam agre asit. So what is the introduction Bhashyakara gives? So Bhashyakara says here, Brahma vidvans chet tasmat pashubhavat kartavyata bandhana rupat pratimuchyate. So if one is a Brahma vidwan, Brahmavid, one who knows Brahman, then what? That person is freed from this pashubhava. Otherwise, you are like a pashu for the devas. So you are no more like an animal for the devas, and you will not have this idea that I have to do these things for the sake of these devatas. This kartavyata, to be done. Like that also you don't have any, you are not bound by such ideas. Kartavyata bandhana rupat pashubhavat pratimuchyate. You become free from all these bondages. That being so, then everybody should be desiring for that, correct? But that's not the case. Very few people only come for Atma Vidya. In fact, even in Bhagavad Gita, 2nd chapter itself, Bhagavan says, Ascharyavat pashyati kaschidenam, Ascharyavat vadati tathaiva chanyaha, Ascharyavat chainam anya shrunoti, Shrutvapyenam veda nachaiva kaschid. And in some other place also he says, Vasudeva sarvamiti samahatma sudurlabhaha, he says. Bahunam janmanam ante jnanavan mam prapadyate. Vasudeva sarvamiti samahatma sudurlabha. So what do these Gita verses say? He says, Ascharyavat pashyati kaschidenam. This Atma, Atma Swarupa, it is wonderful to know. Okay, it is Ascharya. It is a wonder that I am the limitless. To know that, it's a wonderful thing, correct? No doubt about that. And to talk about it, to teach this is even more wonderful. Vedanta is wonderful to hear, wonderful to teach, no doubt. And so you listen, but even after listening, most people do not understand. Shrutvaapyenam veda nachaiva kaschit nachaiva veda, Bhagavan says. So it's not easy to understand even after listening to it. So very few people even come to listen. If I say that I am going to give you some technique, some breathing technique, some meditation technique, then instead of this 5 people, at least 5,000 people will be there, I think. But if I say that you come, you become a mukshu, you become a jignasu, you learn the shastra properly, means not many people, they do not come. They don't have this interest, let us say. But for the one who has analyzed, ascertained one's fundamental problem, there is no other option really. Okay, that being so, how can anybody even go after this karma and karma phala and all that? That is an ascharya by itself, correct? I wonder how can anybody go for all these limited things? But that's how it is. So here Bhashyakara starts by saying, if you are a Brahmavid, then you are free from all this Pashubhava, like being an animal for the Devas, and also free from all these duties towards your Devatas and Pitris, no bondage. That being so, Kena ayam karitaha karma bandhana adhikare avashaiva pravartate. So Kena karitaha, by caused by what? What is the cause because of which, okay, this person karma bandhana adhikare avashaha iva pravartate. Karma bandhana adhikare pravartate. Okay, first. So he pursues this option of karma bandhana. Literally, this karma is bandhana only, right? It is bondage of karma. Why is he taking this option of getting into this karma, which is nothing but bondage? Impelled by what? Okay, avashaha iva also, as though he has no other choice. Okay, this person goes after karma. Na punastad vimokshana upaye vidyadhikare iti, and not towards this moksha, correct? The one which frees you from all this bondage of karma, which is vidya. The option of vidya is there, knowledge. Instead of choosing self-knowledge, why anybody even chooses to do karma? And why everybody is going after this karma phala? That is the question. Then one person says, Nanu Uttam Devaha Rakshanti iti. The Devas protect you. It was already said. Like this, the Purva Pakshi. The Purva Pakshi here is more like those who are advocating karma. Okay, or jnana karma samuchaya. Those who are advocating that karma has to be anyway done. So that person says, no, Devas protect you. So what is the big deal? What is wrong in doing karma? By doing karma and offering to Devatas whatever is theirs, then only you can get their protection. And that is very important. So nothing wrong in being a karmatha, in doing karma. So Bhashyakara says, bottom, let it be. Okay. But what he says, karma adhikara swagochara arudhan eva tepi rakshanti. So Bhashyakara says, They only protect those who have this qualification to do karma. And those who not only qualification, having the qualification is not enough. You have to actually pursue and do it, correct? You have to do the karma. Arudhan here means that only one who is pursuing, let us say, okay? So such a person who is qualified and who is actually doing things, only such a person the devas can protect. Otherwise, what will happen? If they protect everybody, then there is no basis for their protection, it will become correct. So Bhashyakara says, Anyatha akrita abhyagama krita nasha prasangat. Means otherwise what if they arbitrarily protect some people without any basis? Then akrita abhyagama means even that which you did not do, you get a result for that. And whatever you do for some people, they will not then get it. Like that it will become chaotic. Therefore what? So they also only protect those who do karma and those who are qualified for it. But what about others? There are many people who are not doing Vaidika karma. So natu samanyam purusha matram vishishta adhikara anarudham. So those who do not have qualification or those who do not do the karma, okay, samanyam, ordinary people are there. What about them? Okay. So Bhashyakara says, therefore what tasmat bhavitavyam tena yena preritaha avashaha eva bahirmukhaha bhavati swasmal loka. Therefore Bhashyakara says there has to be some reason. Okay, bhavitavyam. Okay, there has to be something because of which people are impelled, preritaha, and also as though they are avashaha, they are not in their own control. Okay, without any choicelessly, they are impelled. Okay, and bahirmukhaha bhavati, they are focused only on external things and not knowing oneself. Bahirmukha bhavati swasmat lokat. They become externally oriented from their own self. One's own self, they are taking that for granted, in fact. One's own self you take for granted, and then you are searching for things externally. You become oriented, external oriented. And that orientation is as though you have been impelled by something. Okay. So what is that? Then again, nanu avidyaya sa. Okay, so now that is also because of only ignorance. So avidvan hi bahirmukha mukha bhutaha pravartate. So like this is also we cannot say Purva Pakshi, but another person is saying this to Bhashyakara. So the other person says, yes, avidya is there. Because of avidya only, the avidvan only is externally oriented. And then he is pursuing all this karma and karma phala. So Bhashyakara then says, no, even that is not really the one which impels somebody. Okay, he says, sapi naiva pravartika. Even avidya itself directly it impels you to do things. It is not the direct cause. Okay. Because avidya only covers, he says. This is a very important bhasha. He says, Vastu Swarupa Avaranatmika hi sa. So avidya is nothing but that which covers the Vastu Swarupa. Your own self is not known. But not knowing itself is not a problem. That is the not knowing part. The covering part is ignorance. Okay. So ignorance covers your own self, your true nature, what you are. Pravartaka bijatvam tu pratipadyate. And because of that, it is the root, you can say, it is the bija. Okay, for you to then, because of this covering and not knowing yourself, then you take yourself as a limited being and become a wanting person and all that, correct? So that way it is the indirect cause. It is the root cause, otherwise you can say, but it is not the immediate cause. So pravartaka bijatvam tu pratipadyate andhatvam iva gartadi patana pravritti hetu. Okay, so like a blind person is there, let us say. Blind person He is walking on the road and he is not able to see a pit and he falls into that. So now you can say blindness is the cause for that, correct? But blindness alone is not the cause. Being blind, he started walking on the road. Okay. Maybe he did not take all precautions and all that, but still blindness is the cause there. Okay. Like that here also, avidya can be an indirect cause, but not the immediate direct cause. So what is the immediate direct cause by which one is impelled to do things? That has to be now said. Okay, that is what is going to be said in the 17th Vakya. So Bhashyakara says, Yetam tarhi uchyetam kim tat. So that being the case, we have to now say what it is. What is the one which is causing people to pursue karma and karma phala? Yet pravritti hetuhu iti, which is the cause for your pravritti, for your pursuits. Okay. Tad iha abhidhiyate. So that has to now be mentioned. Okay. And what is that? Yeshana, kamaha, saha. That is nothing but yeshana. Yeshana means desire, kama. So kama, desire is the one which impels everybody to do. Desire itself is born because you think you are a wanting person. So you want something, thinking that by fulfilling your want, you will be complete, fulfilled, satisfied, etc. So kama is the one which is propelling you, impelling you. And this is said in other Upanishads, Gita, and even Manu Dharma Shastra also. So Bhashyakara is quoting now. Swabhavikyam avidyayam vartamanaha balaha parachaha kaman anuyanti iti kataka shrute. Okay, avidyayam vartamana andhe naiva niyamana yatandha, like that there is a famous Kataka Shruti is there, Kathopanishad. So in the Kathopanishad it says people are there in ignorance and they are being led as though the blind is leading other blind people. They are also being led by other ignorant people. They themselves are ignorant and they are being led by other ignorant people like this. In the Kathopanishad it is said. So avidya, which is naturally there, and people who are there in this state of ignorance, balaha means, balaha here means those who do not have viveka. Okay, not literally boys. Those who do not have discriminative knowledge are called bala here, and they are the ones parachaha kaman anuyanti. They are the ones who go after the external things which are desirable according to them, at least. Okay, like this Kataka Shruti is there, and Smriti also is there. Our Bhagavad Gita, Kama Yesha Krodha Yeshaha Rajoguna Samudbhavaha Mahashano Mahapapma Vidhyena Miha Vairinam. Like this, Bhagavan says that Kama Yesha Krodha Yesha, 3rd chapter. So this Kama itself is Rajoguna Samudbhava. Okay, it is Rajas and it is Guna. Rajoguna means that which is activity which makes you do things, which makes you pursue things. And if your pursuit is not successful, what happens? That kama itself becomes krodha, anger. And kama is mahashana, means what? It is a great glutton. How much ever you give, it never says enough. And also it makes you do, and if the kama is not guided by dharma, then what happens? It becomes lobha, greed. And greed means what? You are ready to do adharma to fulfill your desires. That is greed. Normal desire itself is bad enough. All binding desires are a problem. And if the binding desire becomes greed, it is a problem for others also. Because now you are ready to do adharma. And that's why you will then gain lot of papa also. Mahashana, Mahapapma. So yenam, iha vairinam, they are all your enemies, Bhagavan says. This kama and krodha are your all binding desires, which can again lead you to anger and pain and all these things. These are all your enemies. Like this Bhagavan says. So due to kama only, people are doing things. And in the process, they are also having papa also they are giving. Okay. Ityadi. Okay. So like this, many are there in Bhagavad Gita. So Adi Padat, we have to take all other references also. About kama, many verses are there in Bhagavad Gita. In fact, dhyayate vishayan pumsaha sangasteshu pajayate sangat sanjayate kamaha kamat krodho bhijayate krodhat bhavati sammohaha sammohat smriti vibhramaha smriti bhramshat buddhinashaha buddhinashat pranashyati. Like this, even this second chapter also, this whole sequence is given by Bhagavan. You keep thinking about something, dhyayate, okay, and from that some attachment is born. Some fancy ideas are coming. Then you think, okay, if I have this, I will be happy. Then it becomes a desire to have that. Correct? Like this, there is a whole progression is there. Desire is there. If it is not fulfilled, it becomes krodha. If krodha, anger is there, then you are deluded. In anger, you don't have access to your knowledge. Even whatever other knowledge, otherwise you have some knowledge, even that is not accessible. So you are deluded. Then sammoha smriti vibhramaha. That's what, even whatever knowledge you have, there is no remembrance of that. And then you have buddhi nasha. And then if you do not, as a human being, if you are not able to use your intellect properly, if your intellectual capability itself is destroyed by emotions like anger, then that itself is your destruction. Like this Bhagavan talks about. So ityadi means in other places also the same thing has been said. Okay. And in Manu also, Manavecha, Manu Samhita, Manu Dharma Shastra, what Sarva Pravrittihi, Kama Hetukya. Okay. Kama Hetuki Eva Iti. So Sarva Pravrittihi, Kama Hetuki. It is all female, feminine gender. So all Pravritti is caused by only desire. All pursuits, external pursuits are caused only by desire. Like this Manu also is saying. So Sayesha Yeshaha Arthaha Savistaraha Pradarshayata Iha Adhyaya Parisamapte. So the same subject matter is being now discussed Savistaraha in detail. Okay. It is going to be shown here until the end of this Adhyaya. So now what is being said here? Let us see. Atmaiva idam agre asit eke eva saha akamayata jaya me syat atha prajayeya atha vittam me syat atha karma kurviyeta. Okay. Etavan vai kamaha. So Atma eva idam agre asit. So Atma alone was there. Okay, in the beginning. Means here this Atma is the ignorant Atma. And this ignorant Atma, here we have to consider it as the totality, because Atma alone was there, means we have to take it as Prajapati, who is the totality of all the Avidyavans also. Okay, all the individual jivas who are Avidyavans, the totality of that alone was there. Then what? Being ignorant, even before we saw in Bredarneka only, that Aratihi did not enjoy being alone. He was also afraid being alone and did not enjoy loneliness. He had fear and he had boredom. Therefore, he wanted to have a wife. So he had a desire. So Eka Eva Asid Eka Eva. So he was alone. Then he desired Saha Akamayata. What? Jaya me syat. May I have a wife? Why? Okay, ataha jayame syat, atha prajayeya. So why? Because thereafter I can be born as a child. Okay. So for that, let me have a wife. Then I can procreate, and then I will become many. I will be born as a child, like that. And then atha vittam me syat, may I have wealth. I have children, may be born as a child, may have wealth. For what? Atha karma kurviyeta, karma kurviyeti. So karma kurviya iti. So why do I require wealth? Because with that, let me be able to do karma, so that I can again go to Swarga, etc. Okay, as an avidwan, karma phala you want. So that's why it says, may I have wealth, and with that wealth I will do karma. And then the Upanishad says, yetavan vai kamaha. And all desires are only this much. This much means what? Of course, desires are unlimited, limitless desires are there, but they are all broadly categorized only into two things. What are those two things? Means and ends. Okay, sadhana, sadhya. So the desire is for the sadhya, and to attain the sadhya, you also have to desire a sadhana, a means. So your desire is for a particular end means, but to achieve that end, there has to be a certain means, and that means also you have to know desire for. So desire is only this much, because here also to have the putra, you desired for a wife. Similarly, to do karma, you are desiring for wealth. Like that, it is in the form of means and ends. All desires are only for means and ends. That much only karma is. Okay. Na icchanchana ataha bhuyaha vindet. So even if you desire for more, okay, na vindet, you can't get anything more. You can only desire for means and ends. There is nothing more than that with karma. Tasmat api etarhi ekaki kamayate jayame syat atha prajayeya atha vittam me syat atha karma kurviya iti. So etarhi means even now, because of this. See, like this, it happened with Prajapati. Same thing is even now happening with even all others, human beings. Okay, all brahmacharis, all eligible bachelors. Okay, ekaki, those who are single, they all desire, may I have a wife, may I have children, may I have wealth, may I do all sorts of karma, like that. Okay, kurviya iti. So yavat api etesham ekaikam na prapnoti akritsnaha eva. So in each of these things are there, correct? Getting a wife, children, wealth, and then doing all this karma. If one does not get all these things, okay, or until one gets all these things, yavad etesham ekaikam na prapnoti, until the time you do not gain each one of these things, akritsnaha eva tavan, until then you consider yourself to be incomplete. Okay, you are still wanting, that means lacking, you are incomplete. Tasyo kritsnata mana eva asya atma. Okay, so even though you are akritsnaha, okay, you are incomplete. Now Shruti is giving you an option here. What is that? For such a person also, you can attain kritsnata, completeness. How? You do upasana. You don't have to really have a wife, children, wealth, and do all this karma. Instead, you do upasana. What kind of upasana? What kind of visualization? Mana eva asya atma. Okay, mind alone is your atma in this case. Okay. Vagjaya, speech is your wife. And Pranaha Praja, your prana itself is your children. Chakshur Manusham Vittam, and eyes are the human wealth. Okay, wealth which is seen in this world. Okay, Manusham Vittam are your eyes. Because through eyes only you gain whatever you gain, it says. See, even Shruti itself says, Chakshushahi tad vindate. Because this, whatever wealth you gain in this world, you see it and only you gain it. And Shrotram Devam. So the your ears are your divine wealth. Okay, you can say. Why? Because through your ears only you hear about the Shruti itself, you hear only, correct? Veda. Through the Veda only you come to know about the Devatas and Swarga and all the other things. And Punya. So the Daivi Sampat, let us say, the divine wealth is your ears, because through ears only you come to know of them. Shrotrena hi tat shrinoti. Okay. And then what are the actual karma he has to do now? Vitta is there. Then Atmaiva asya karma. Body here. Atma means physical body. Physical body is now his karma. Atmana hi karma karoti. Why? Because with your body only anyway you are doing all your action. So like this, 5 things are there now, correct? You start with Atma, oneself, wife, children, wealth, and whatever karma you can do, all the rituals. These 5 things, instead of externally going after all these things, you visualize all these things in yourself. That's what Shruti is saying. And that is called Panktaha, 5-fold things. Okay, Panktaha, Sayesha Panktaha, Yajnaha Panktaha, Pashuhu Panktaha, Purushaha Panktamidam Sarvam, Yedidam Kincha. So these 5-fold things are there with reference to Yajna, with reference to animals also, and with reference to the human beings, Purushaha also, which we will see, Bhashyakara also will explain. So idam sarvam yedidam kincha tadidam sarvam apnoti evam veda. So the one who visualizes these 5 things like this, okay, for him, he will gain everything. The one who knows in this manner, one who visualizes and does upasana like this, that person will gain everything that is there here. Idam sarvam yedidam sarvam apnoti. So one who sees everything in this 5-fold manner here, okay, for such a person, what is the result? He gains everything, whatever is there here. Like this, the Upanishad is talking about here. So now Bhashyakara, let us see quickly. Atmaiva idam agre asit, Atmaiva swabhavikaha avidvan, karya karana sanghata lakshanaha, varni, agre, prag dara sambandha, Atma iti abhidhiyate. Okay, here what is the meaning of Atmaiva? Means avidwan, ignorant, and naturally swabhavikaha, karya karana sanghata lakshana, the one who is having all this. Karya karana means karya is the physical body, karana is the subtle body. All the karana is all the sense organs, means of knowledge which we use, sense organs and mind. That is all antakarana. And karya is the body. Karya karana sanghata means the one who is a combination of these 2 things. Okay, collection. Sanghata means collection. So one who is characterized by this collection of physical body, senses, mind, etc. And varni, one who has this identity that I belong to this varna. I am a brahmana, I am a kshatriya, like that. And such a one, okay, the ignorant one, prag dara sambandha, agre, first. Agre means before having any wife, okay, any connection with a wife. So you have not taken a wife yet. Prag dara sambandha. That person is now here mentioned as Atma. Atma iti abhidhiyate. Okay, tasmad atmanaha. Okay, so from that Atma, prithak bhutam, separate in the form of something which is separate from this Atma, and that which is desirable also, kamyamanam, or that which is desired. And jayadi bheda rupam na asi. So initially, there was nothing separate from this Atma. Atma alone was there. There was no other thing also to be desired. There were no two things. There was only Atma. There was nothing else also to be desired. Atma was there alone. So there is nothing other than oneself as wife or children or anything like that. Sayeva eka asi. That only that Atma alone was there, but ignorant Atma. But what, since he is ignorant, Bhashyakara is giving this adjective here. Jayadi yeshana bija bhuta avidyavan. So the one avidyavan, one who is ignorant, and what kind of ignorance he has? This wife, etc. desire. So desire for wife, etc. is there in him in the form of a seed. Bija bhuta avidyavan. The ignorant person in whom this seed for the desire for wife, etc. is there. Such a person was there. Eke eva asi, that person alone was there. Okay, then what? Swabhavikya, swatmani, kartradi karaka kriya phala atmakata adhyaropena lakshanaya avidya vasanaya vasitaha saha akamayata kamitavan. So here saha akamayata, this is the one Bhashyakara is giving the Bhashya here. Saha akamayata. Saha. For this Bhashyakara is giving all these adjectives. What kind of this person? Okay, he desired. That's all is there in the Upanishad. What kind of he? So he is giving adjectives to this he. Avidya vasanaya vasitaha, one who is, you can say, tinged, or one who is influenced by these impressions. Avidya vasana, impressions of ignorance. Already due to ignorance, lot of impressions you have gained, and you are now influenced by all that, you are tinged by that. And further what? Swatmani, in oneself, kartradi karaka kriya phala atmakata adhyaropa lakshanaya. So in yourself, you have superimposed on yourself all the factors of action like karta, karma, karanam, sampradhanam, upadanam, all this. So when we study Samskrita grammar, in Sanskritam we have vibhakti, okay, and the vibhakti corresponds to the karaka, because every sentence has a verb and all the nouns are connected to the verb in one way or the other. So that is what we say, they are all factors of action. The nouns become factors of action. Like doer itself is one, the subject. Then the object of action is there, because action is being done on something. That is the object of action. That is called karma. So the word karma grammatically means object of action. Understand that. It's not action itself. So it's a technical word in grammar, karma. So you should not get confused. The word karma has many meanings depending on the context. So kartradi karaka kriya phala atmakata adhyaropena adhyaropa lakshanaya. So this superimposition, you are characterized by superimposing on yourself all these factors of action and even action itself and its results. All these things you are superimposing on yourself. And how? Swabhavikya, naturally. There is no beginning for this. It is beginning. Swabhavikya means it is beginningless. When did it start means you cannot ask that. So how do we understand this beginninglessness? Very simple. If I ask you, do you know Chinese? Okay, how many of you know Chinese? None of you know Chinese, correct? I hope so. Maybe some of you may be knowing, I don't know, but most of you do not know Chinese. Now if I ask, when did this Chinese ignorance start? It was always there. It did not start. Ignorance is always there. It doesn't start, but it can end. If you know Chinese, then it will end. Understand that. That's all it is. That is what we say, swabhavikya. Naturally, it is there. Without any beginning, it is there. This superimposition has been going on. When it started, you cannot answer. You cannot ask that question, in fact. Such a person who superimposes on himself or herself all these factors of action, that person only desires or desired. Akamayata, kamitavan. Katham. How did he desire or what did he desire? Jaya. Karma adhikara hetu bhuta me mama kartuhu syat. See, if I have to do all this Vaidika karma, unless I am married, I cannot do. Correct? That's how it is. Don't ask why. You cannot ask why in all these things. These are all revealed by the Veda. Veda alone is the pramana for this. And in this, you cannot ask why. If the eyes are revealing something as blue, can you ask why it is blue? It is blue, that's all, correct? Or it is red. Like that, Veda is revealing to you. Veda says you have the right to do this karma only if you have a wife. Therefore, what he now desires for a wife, because wife is the one who gives him the qualification to do karma. Karma adhikara hetu bhuta. Wife becomes the one who gives him the, or who becomes the cause for him to get this qualification to do karma. Therefore, what may, mama, for me, let there be a wife. Okay, Jaya Syat, me. Taya vina aham anadhikritaha eva karmani. So without her, I will not be qualified to do karma. With reference to karma, I don't have any qualification without her. Ataha karma adhikara sampattaye bhavet jaya. So therefore what? To gain this qualification to do karma, may I have a wife. Ataham prajayeya. Thereafter what? May I be born as a child. Prajarupena ahameva utpadyeya. May I be born as a child. Then what? Atha vittam me syat. May I have wealth. Why? Karma sadhanam, gavadi lakshanam. Because without wealth you cannot do any karma. And wealth in the form of, see, in those days cows were the main form of wealth. So even Bhashyakara says gavadi lakshanam, cow, etc. So wealth is characterized by cow and other things. But cow is main. If you want to do Vaidika karma, all the ingredients are coming from cow, correct? Whether it is the cow dung or the ghee or milk, everything is coming from the cow. Ata aham abhyudaya nishreyasa sadhanam karma kurviya. And then what? Once you have all this wealth, you want to do karma, and karma is the cause for you to get things here. Abhyudaya phala means you are enjoying things here, and nishreyasa phalam means you are getting all other things also. If you want to go to heaven and enjoy, even for that karma is the means. So all these things are karma phala, whether you want to enjoy here or hereafter. Yena aham andrini bhutva devadinam lokan prapnuya. Okay, so by gaining so much punya, I myself will become a deva. Then I am not a debtor anymore. Otherwise, here as a human being, I am like a debtor to the devas. So I have to do all this karma. But once I gain all this punya and I myself become a deva, I attain to devaloka, then I am no more the one who is in debt. I enjoy as a deva. Therefore, what? Tat karma kurviya. Therefore, I do all this karma to become like this. Kamyani cha putra vitta swargadi sadhanani yetavan vai kamaha. So, tat karma kurviya. May I do all this karma which are like kamyani, which are due to my own desires. Okay. And which are the ones which are going to give me putra, son, wealth, and swarga, etc. Okay, the karma becomes the means for all these things. So these are the ones So etavan vai kamaha. Now that is there here. Kurviya iti etavan vai kamaha. Now Bhashyakara is giving commentary for that. So this desire is only this much, like this the Shruti says. So how can that be? Now Bhashyakara explains. Etavad vishaya parichinnaha ityarthaha. Etavan vai kamaha means this desires, they are only with reference to all these vishayas, all these objects. It is only limited to these things. Okay, that is the meaning of that. Means what? He explains further. Etavan eva hi kamayitavyaha vishayaha. So these are all the only things which can be desired. Okay, or to be desired. These are all the things vishayaha to be desired. Only these many are there. Which are what? Yaduta, Jaya, Putra, Vitta Karmani, Sadhana Lakshaneshana, Lokascha Trayaha. So that which is what? Wife, son, wealth, and also the karma itself. These things, which are all sadhanas, which are all means. Okay, so these are all characterized as means. Which ones? Wife, son, and then wealth, and actually doing the karma itself. They are all the means. Then what are the ends? Lokascha trayaha. You want to reach all the three lokas are there. Either bhuloka, pitruloka, devaloka, all these things. So that's what Bhashyakara gives. Manushya lokaha, pitrulokaha, devalokaha iti palabhutaha. So these three lokas are the results. And wife, son, wealth, and karma, these are the means. So whatever you can desire, they are only in the form of either ends or means. Okay, all your desires can be categorized either as a means or an end. In fact, end is the one which you desire first, and to attain the end, you also have to desire for the means. So all your desires can be now categorized into these two things only. Okay, so Bhashyakara, sadhana yeshanayascha asyaha. So palabhutaha sadhana yeshanayascha asyaha. So you either desire for the results, and then to attain those results, you have to desire for all these sadhanas, the means. Only these two are there for a person. Tadartha jaya putra vitta karma palalakshana sadhaneshana tasmat sa ekaiva yeshana ya lokeshana sa ekaiva sati yeshana sadhana apeksha iti dvidha. So there are only two types. That's what I explained to you. Tadartha hi. So you have all this palabhutaha, and for that purpose only you desire for all this wife, son, wealth, and the karma itself, which are all sadhana yeshana. And from them what? You have this or the sadhana yeshana. All these three are all now therefore called as only one as one yeshana, one desire. That means the desire for the means. And then ya lokeshana, then the lokeshana is there, which is the phala. And that is another one. Sa ekaiva sati yeshana, whether whichever loka you want to go, that is one more desire or one more category of desire. So one category of desire is all the means, another category of desire is all the ends. Therefore they are twofold. There are only twofold desires. Ataha avadharishyati. So the same thing is determined later on also. It will be determined. Ubehyete yeshane eva. This is a very popular verse. Okay, in the Brihadaranyaka itself, the 351. See, atahainam, this part, this first one you leave. This portion is highly quoted. Etam vai tamatmanam viditva brahmanaha putraishanayascha vittaishanayascha lokaishanayascha vyuthaya bhikshacharyam charanti. This is a very famous, this is a favorite quotation of Bhashyakara. Because here Yajnavalkya says people desiring to know the self and giving up all these desires for son, wealth, and going to different lokas, they take up bhikshacharyam, they become sannyasis. So this is the sannyasa vidhi, you can say, or whatever sannyasa is talked about here. And yahyeva putreishana sa vitaishana ya vitaishana sa lokeshana ubehyete yeshane eva bhavataha. This is what Bhashyakara is quoting here. Ubehyete yeshane eva. So only two types of desires are there. You desire for the means. With the means only you attain the ends. So you desire for the ends, and keeping the end in mind, you have to desire for the means also. Therefore, two types of desires are there. And these desires are only impelling you to do everything and becoming externally oriented, looking for external things. So, phalartatvat sarvarambhasya lokeshana artha prapta ukta eva iti. So, Bhashyakara says, phalartatvat sarvarambhasya. So, everything, all the things which you start, correct? Any pursuit you start, it is only for attaining a particular result or a particular end. And from that, lokeshana also is gained. It is understood. Artha prapta, it is obtained. This meaning that has been already said. And etavan eva kamaha iti avadhriyate. Therefore, what? The kama is only so much. See, here the loka is not explicitly mentioned. That's why Bhashyakara is pointing out here. Only the means are mentioned here, correct? And then the Upanishad directly says etavan vai kamaha. But Bhashyakara now he is connecting it with this 351 and says that etavan means it is only restricted to means and ends. Although the ends are not mentioned here, it is as though mentioned only, because without any end, you cannot do any karma, correct? You cannot start any activity without keeping an end in mind. Therefore, it is as though the ends are also being said only here. So the location also is mentioned along with all these yeshanas, all these desires, because that is the end really. Therefore, that we have to consider that it has been said. By mentioning the means only, we have to consider as the ends also have been mentioned. And the desires are only so much. It has now been determined. That means what? Desires can be either for means or ends. That much only. And now he is giving an analogy here. Bhojane abhihite triptir nahi pritak abhideya tadarthatvat bhojanasya. So that's what, why he is giving this example here is, he says, Bhojane abhihite. When you mention eating, you don't have to separately say that you have satisfied your hunger, correct? If you are taking food, means it is for the purpose of satisfying your hunger only. Like that here, only the means are said. What about the lokeshana, if you ask? Lokeshana need not be said, because for the purpose of loka only you are doing, or you are desiring for all these things. The desire for the means is only because of your desire for the ends. That is implied, so that you don't even have to separately mention pritak abhideya na. You don't have to separately mention that, because the means is only for the purpose of the end. Tadarthatvat bhojanasya. Okay, so having explained up to this point, okay, etavan vai kamaha. Now this part, na icchanchana ataha bhuyaha vindet. So that part Bhashyakara is taking. So what is he saying here? Te yete yeshane sadhya sadhana lakshane kamaha yena prayuktaha avidvan avashaha eva poshakaravate atmanaha veshtayati. Okay, further he is giving some more explanation. So the one who is impelled by these desires for the means and ends, and who is ignorant, avidvan, and who is avashaha, one who does not have any control over oneself, and koshakara means this pupa or this caterpillar we have to take. The silkworm creates a bandha for itself, correct, as a pupa. Pupa means you all must be knowing. It builds. That is the actual, for that purpose only, in fact it dies. Because human being does not allow that worm to become a butterfly or a moth. Before it can become the butterfly and escape, they take that pupa and put it into hot water. That is why, in fact, some people do not wear any silk, because silk is born out of violence. There is also ahimsa silk is there. If you go to all this, some stores, they have something called ahimsa silk. What is this ahimsa silk? In ahimsa silk, they don't kill the worm. They let the worm become butterfly and let it fly off. Whatever is left over, they pick it and then make a yarn out of it and make silk. That is also available. But that ahimsa silk is costly and it has not the same texture. Something is different in that. You can go and check it out. But anyway, so here, like a pupa, this avidwan has put a bondage for oneself, being covered with all these desires. That's what he is giving a nice analogy. Koshakaravat atmanam veshtayati, one's own true nature. This ignorant person covers with all these desires for all the means and ends, and is bound because of that. Because anantahi kamaha, because these kama, these desires are endless. Although they are categorized into only two things, they are endless. Therefore, what? Atmanam veshtayati, karma marga eva atmanam pranidadhat bahirmukhi bhutaha na swamlokam pratijanati. Okay, so having covered oneself with all these desires, this person, this avidwan, ignorant person, only takes up all this karma, and he is bahirmukha bhutaha. He becomes oriented towards external pursuits only, and because of that, what? Na swamlokam pratijanati, does not know oneself, takes oneself for granted, thinks one is an incomplete, limited individual, does not do any analysis of one's own individuality, therefore does not know oneself. Then the loss is limitless. And this is said in Taittiriya Aranyaka also. So Tatacha Taittiriya, what is said? Agni Mugdhaha Haiva Dhumatantaha Swam Lokam Na Pratijanati. Taittiriya Brahmana, it is said 3:10-11. So Agni Mugdhaha. Mugdhaha means one who is deluded, you can say. Okay, one who is deluded. Agni here is all the karma or karma phala which you get by doing Agni karma. So one who is deluded by all this karma and karma phala, and as though one who is choked by all this smoke, it seems. Agni and its smoke. Dhumatantaha somlokam na pratijanati. Such a person does not know one's own loka, means oneself, one's own nature is not known. Because of that, you are externally oriented. This comes even in Paranchikhani Vyatrinat Swayambhuhu Parang Pashyati Nantaratman. Like that also there is a quotation in Kathopanishad. Paranchikhani means one who sees only external things. Paranchi means outward things, not Pratyak, inward. And Vyatrinat Swayambhuhu Parang Pashyati Nantaratman. So the one who sees only external things and not oneself, such a person is destroyed, it seems. Very beautiful Vakya from Kathopanishad. Similar meaning. So one does not know oneself. So katam punaha etavatvam avadharyate kamanam anantatvat. So how do you determine that this etavatvam means kama is only these two types? Okay, how do you determine that? Because desires are endless. Kamanam anantatvat. Kamas, desires are limitless. How can you say only this desire is only these two things? They can be determined as only these two or up to these two only. Because anantahi kamaha it etad ashankya hetumaha. So by bringing up this doubt, the reason for stating that desires is only so much, desires are only either for means or ends, like this, how it can be said? that is being now answered by saying this na icchanchanaha, na icchanchana ataha bhuyaha vindet. Like this. Anyway, that we will continue this next week. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.